I have a dream. All right. I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
Fair use as it's a parody. If you don't have a sense of humor, go. Welcome. Is this my reality? Is this your reality? Welcome to Not My Reality. And here we have another example of how history is a lie, how things we've been told are not true. What really happened to MLK Jr.? Was it another lone gunman, another one? Or was there something more sinister involved? Let's take a look at one researcher, what he's come up with. We've all heard the lone gunman story. Now let's open our minds to a new theory based on probable cause. Now, we aren't accusing anyone of anything, but let's take a look where this goes. Author and researcher Ole Demigard, a recipient of the 2016 Prague Peace Prize, has documented probable cause evidence showing that Jesse Jackson, yes, Jesse Jackson, also known as Jesse Louis Burns, acted as a key FBI operative in the covert operation which resulted in the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in Memphis, Tennessee on April 4, 1968. Jesse Jackson seems to have been one of the integrated covert assassin team that also included U.S. Army sharpshooters, the CIA, the FBI, and Memphis police that assassinated Dr. King on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel. Demigard fully credits Dr. William Pepper with the basic research for all of his conclusions.
To live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
The motel room. The theory is that orders from the FBI to the Dixie Mafia resulted in Jesse Jackson going to the Lorraine Motel to change Dr. King's room number. Demigard demonstrates that Jesse Jackson, acting as a messenger between the head of the Dixie Mafia, which was the FBI CIA's contractor for the King assassination, and the Lorraine Motel, in changing Dr. King's ground floor room 206 to a second floor balcony, room 306. This was so that the U.S. Army sharpshooters and other cabal shooters would have a clear shot to Dr. King. Jackson got this message via a covert phone call from the Dixie Mafia's chief's wife to a third party with instructions to change Dr. King's room to 306. And what's the story with the tie? Jesse Jackson publicly refused Dr. King's order to wear a tie. This is a secret U.S. Army sharpshooter target code for any of you that might not know. On the day of the assassination, Jesse Jackson, along with his co-conspirator, police CIA operative Reverend Billy Kyles, were the only one of Dr. King's inner circles not to wear ties, despite Dr. King's public reprimand and argument with Jackson minutes before he was shot that he should change into a tie, which Jackson vehemently refused. The U.S. Army sharpshooters and shooters involved in the King assassination had been issued orders to only shoot people wearing ties, which included Dr. King, Reverend Andrew Young, and possibly Reverend Ralph Abernathy, King's presumed successor. This refusal by Jesse Jackson to wear a tie immediately prior to the assassination is the probable cause that Jackson was part of the assassination team and adhering to its secret code of no ties for the conspirators. Support this channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and smash the notification bell so you don't miss any of our content, as we're going to keep bringing you more truth and exposing more things. Okay, little disclaimer here. We're not saying this is true. We're not saying it's not true. What I'm saying is this part made me disgusted and I threw up in my mouth a little bit. So bear with me, but we got to put it all out there. The shots that hit Dr. King were allegedly fired by Memphis police officer Frank Strausser, accompanied by spotter Earl Clark, allegedly another Memphis police officer, with U.S. Army sharpshooters or other backup shooters hidden in the cafeteria of the fire station number 2, a nearby water tower, and on another high building. Jesus, talk about overkill, but that's how they do it. According to Damagard, following the shooting at the Lorraine Motel, Dr. King was taken to St. Joseph Hospital where, this is the most disgusting part, according to Damagard, an assassination cabal connected physician by the name of Dr. Breen Bland allegedly entered with 2 men in suits, ordered nurses stop working on that and let him die. The physician then spat on the victim, took a pillow, and allegedly placed it on Dr. King's face, smothering him and ensuring that he was dead. Now that's fucked up. Sorry for my, that's no. Theory goes on to say the designated patsy of this false flag assassination plot, James Earl Ray, didn't even fire any shots, and he had been handled by mysterious Raoul for over a year on trips through Canada and Mexico before the King assassination, while the COINTELPRO assassinations of Dr. King, RFK, were being planned on a high-level cabal, including FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover, the CIA, the United States Army, and other national security chiefs. According to Damagard, personnel of Operation 40 who had successfully carried out the JFK assassination in Dallas on November 22, 1963, were also recruited in the assassination teams for Dr. King and RFK. According to Damagard, and many others honestly, Jesse Jackson, who has acted as the national black leader since April 4th, 1968 assassination, he acted out a psyop immediately following Dr. King's assassination, whereby he, according to Andrew Young, dipped his hand in Dr. King's blood on the balcony floor and smeared it on his pullover, creating a false meme that Jackson had been the last to hold Dr. King in his arms, when that was false, according to every eyewitness.
And then I heard Jesse Jackson say, he told me, Jesse, take our people onto the mountaintop. And that didn't bother me, even though I know Jesse got nowhere near him. And then Jesse said, I held his head in my hand while he died. And that didn't get to me. And then Jesse said, look at my shirt. And I looked around, sure enough, and Jesse Jackson's shirt was drenched in blood. And I realized the only way Jesse could have gotten that blood was stooped out on that floor at the Lorraine Motel and raked that blood off that floor and put that blood on him. And I went crazy. I really tried to kill Jesse. They grabbed us and all that, but that hurt me so bad.
Jackson also stayed behind at the Lorraine Motel after all the members of Dr. King's entourage departed for St. Joseph's Hospital, where the stricken Dr. King was taken, and became the default de facto spokesperson for the world and national media for the King organization, which in fact promoted Jesse Jackson to a new national and international prominence. But the truth is, it was known within Dr. King's inner circle that Dr. King had uncovered Jesse Jackson as a police spy, and he was preparing to out him. Within the Memphis Police, FBI, CIA assassination team, Jesse Jackson was reportedly pushing for a quick King assassination date, saying that King was onto him.
The other thing was, when Abernathy came back, says no need of prayer, no need of cry, no need of nothing. He is gone, it's over with. He's going to glory. And we called the meeting, the staff meeting, and Jesse claimed to have been ill. And Abernathy told him, Jesse, go ahead to the room and relax. Jesse had to have run like hell that room into that airport because he got out of Memphis to Chicago. All us feeding, everybody was still in the motel. Cut the televisions on the next morning. That was Jesse Jackson in Chicago with that same bloody shirt on, telling that same lie. I've never respected Jesse since that moment.
He was standing at an acute angle, and the bullet knocked him up off of his feet in that direction against that ledger over there. And it knocked him off of his feet. Yeah. And we turned around immediately because we didn't know how many bullets were coming. But we turned around looking, and we were looking to see where it had come from because you couldn't tell. You couldn't tell it was a shot.
You didn't hear a shot?
No, until it hit his face. It sounded like a stick of dynamite or a large firecracker. And when we turned, all we could see was police coming. Police were coming from the direction of the shot.
In the ensuing years, as a covert police asset at the Dr. King assassination, Jesse Jackson became a ubiquitous default black leadership personality, replacing authentic African-American leaders like Dr. King. Besides media and social organizations, Jackson was a candidate for the Democratic presidential nomination in 1984 and 1988, and he served as a shadow U.S. Senator for the District of Columbia from 1991 to 97, positions he reached as a result of his status as a covert police asset at the Dr. King assassinations. Now, this is all allegedly, of course. Wink, wink. I know it's crazy talk, but with the assassinations of President Kennedy and his brother Robert 2 months after MLK was assassinated, evidence points to the construction of patsies to take the blame for government executions. Ray, Oswald, Sirhan, they all bear striking resemblances in the way they were chosen and moved as pawns over a long period of time into positions where their only reactions could be stunned surprise when they were accused of the murders. King was killed by a government conspiracy led by the FBI, Army Intelligence, and the Memphis Police, assisted by the Southern Mafia figures and his own right-hand man. That's a lot to think about there. What say you? Was it James Earl Ray, the lone gunman? Or was there a much more nefarious government plot to take out the civil rights leader, the president, attorney general, and install their own men in those positions? Leave a comment down below. Now let's get the fuck out of here before they come get us. Seriously.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.